Hello, welcome. Thank you for joining us on this edition of News 2. I'm Sandra Gumansing. In our top story, the Department of Justice informed that they issued warrants for the arrest of a former BMV director, a BMV project manager, and a business contractor, as we reported last night. Saeed Jali allegedly manipulated a BMV bidding process that cost Virgin Islands an excess of $2 million of Homeland Security grant money. Giuliani also has current contract services with the Virgin Islands government. NEWS2 contacted several government agencies that Giuliani has provided services for in the past, as well as currently, and by news time, no one contacted us back. NEWS2's reporter Stephanie Brown has an update.
The Department of Justice issued arrest warrants for 3 individuals that were responsible for bringing the Virgin Islands into compliance with the federally mandated Real ID Act. According to released information, former BMV Director Jerris Brown requested funding and was approved for over $2 million by the U.S. Department of Homeland Security to purchase software and ID card systems that make the territory meet requirements of the national Real ID benchmarks. Allegations attest that Brown and Saeed Giuliani manipulated the BMV Real ID bidding process by having several of Giuliani's subsidiary companies bid on one competitive contract. Saeed Giuliani is the CEO of Z-Square Technology, Tabs Group International, BizVI, and Career VI. Currently, the Virgin Islands Department of Labor has contracted services with Saeed to support Career.vi, and the government department also runs a youth initiative program that is listed under another one of Saeed's subsidiary divisions. According to Giuliani's LinkedIn page, Giuliani is a son of a leading Pakistani politician. The social media profile also showcases that in 2011, Giuliani was honored as an outstanding entrepreneur by the then governor of the Virgin Islands. Further, Giuliani listed the Virgin Islands Police Department, the Virgin Islands Economic Development Authority, and the Bureau of Motor Vehicles as his clients. How was Giuliani able to have such a stronghold in the Virgin Islands, and could he also have manipulated other government contracts here in the territory? For News 2, I'm Stephanie Shalana Brown.
Now, each of the men in this corruption case faces counts of obtaining money by false pretense, conversion of government property, embezzlement by public officer, and 5 other charges. Meanwhile, here's an update. An emergency hearing with the government and attorneys for Takeda Corp and Honda Motor Corp was held in Superior Court on Monday. Presiding Judge Michael Dunstan is willing to make Takeda Corp put as much as $10 million into an escrow account to address the consumer law violations in the VI. Government attorneys say the law gives the court the right to make the defendant set aside funds in an escrow account to address what the Attorney General has previously said was the manufacturer's acts of fraud with the defective airbags. A.G. Walker said he is seeking restitution, as we reported earlier, for VI consumers, penalties, and repayment due to the recall of Takeda airbags in the territory. Attorney Michael Quinn argued that the action the plaintiffs are asking for is unprecedented. The government wants up to $10 million to cover possible penalties in the event Takeda and Honda are found at fault in the government's claim. Dunstan said the law does allow for an escrow account, but he said he needs to determine what would be appropriate. Lieutenant Governor Osbert Potter will address the people of the territory and the media in a press conference. He said the purpose of this press conference coming up is to announce the dates, details, and processes required of the public auction of delinquent properties, which will be held by the Office of the Lieutenant Governor, Office of the Tax Collector, in compliance with Title 33, Chapter 29 Virgin Islands Code. Now, that press conference, which we will have, will be on Friday, June 23rd at 10 a.m. Attorney General Claude Walker and Board of Elections Supervisor Carolyn Fawkes, as we reported last night, along with the Virgin Islands 32nd Legislature's Chief Counsel Yvonne Tharps, make up the titling board that will be meeting with the Government Retirees for Fairness, Inc., also known as GRUF, and they are holding a public hearing on the launch of a ballot initial proposal. Now, GRUF is requesting to amend local law to secure a steady revenue stream to GERS from local surcharges. That public hearing is being held video conference on both St. Thomas and Croix this evening. Be sure to count on 2 to keep you updated on the discussions. Well, on Wednesday, the Workforce Development, Consumer Affairs, and Culture Committee will be meeting at 10 a.m. at the Legislative Hall to consider a bill to require water trucks to display their gallon capacity and a bill establishing at-risk and high-risk youth career development. Meanwhile, on Thursday, the Rules and Judiciary meets at 10 a.m. on St. Croix to consider numerous bills, including a bill relating to imprisonment of minors for first-degree murder. Bill number 32-0103, proposed by Senator Samuel Sanes, would amend existing VI laws and adds a person who commits murder in the first degree while under the age of 18 shall be imprisoned for not less than 15 years, but not for life without parole. Be sure to count on 2. Well, police are asking for anyone with information regarding crimes to call Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS. Remember, you can earn some cash for tips. With that in mind, here's this week's Crime Stoppers report with Glenn Drake.
On January 4th at about 10:27 a.m., St. Thomas police responded to reports of a gunshot victim in the area of Estate Thomas. The male victim was transported to the Royal Leicester Snyder Hospital by ambulance. The victim was later identified as 23-year-old Lenny Hendrington Jr., who succumbed to the gunshot wound. Please help police solve this crime with any information you can provide. Police are asking anyone with information regarding these crimes to call Crime Stoppers USVI at 1-800-222-TIPS or www.p3tips.com or www.crimestoppersvi.org. You can also contact the task force at 340-774-2211. I'm Glenn Drake, Public Information Officer for the VIPD and Crime Stoppers.
Well, keeping our eye on the economy, if you're an Amazon Prime member, you'll soon be able to try on clothing and accessories before buying them. It's part of a service called Prime Wardrobe, Amazon's latest foray into fashion. And here's how it works. Prime members can choose 3 or more items to be shipped. They have 7 days to try them on at home with free return shipping. And as a bonus, members will get a 10% discount if they keep 3 or 4 items, or a 20% discount if they keep 5 items or more. The service is currently being beta tested. Amazon declined to say when it will officially launch. Let's take a look at the stock market watch at the New York Stock Exchange. According to the numbers there, we can see the Dow down 61, NASDAQ down 50, S&P 500 down 16. Coming up on NEWS2, the Bureau of Corrections conducted a Train the Trainer course. We'll have details on that and what it means for the Bureau. That's coming up next. Welcome back. Brussels police say an individual has set off an explosion at a train station on Tuesday. A main square was evacuated. The Belgium Crisis Center tweeted the military neutralized the individual and that the situation is under control. One witness tells CNN that he was inside the station when the explosion went off, followed by a small fire. Warmbier died on Monday. He was held prisoner in North Korea for 17 months before being released to U.S. authorities last week while he was in coma. With the news of Warmbier's death, Young Pioneer Tours, the Beijing-based company that organized his North Korean trip, says it will stop taking U.S. citizens on tours to the country, that the risk for Americans is too high. Turn our attention back here at home. The Bureau of Corrections conducted a Train the Trainer course. The Bureau of Corrections informed that the 2-week course was a step in the direction of fulfilling the training component of the 2012 settlement agreement. The settlement agreement requires that all officers be trained on all of the approved policies, BOC statements, Alliance informs that it is important that they train some of its employees to conduct future training, in which they say eliminates the Bureau's need to hire outside consultants for training. This is a critical step towards reviving the Corrections Academy in the Virgin Islands, according to released statements from the BOC. Director Mulgrave Assist further informed that upon completion of the train-the-trainer course, the department hopes to send about 6 of the trainers to the Federal Bureau of Prisons Training Academy, where they will be trained to instruct on the Federal Bureau of Prisons training curriculum. While the Department of Sports, Parks and Recreation, they have just completed the installation of a new toddler's gym in Estate Prophet, and now the children from Estate Prophet and the surrounding neighborhoods can recreate while enjoying new swings, sliders, walk-through trails, and other entertainment. The department has been improving the parks territory-wide, and that was from the commissioner. He said this project was a worthy challenge due to the fact that the children in the area had no toddler's gym for the past 7 years. He said when he took office, the toddler's gym was condemned due to the unsafe conditions. Commissioner Cruz thanked Senator O'Reilly for helping to secure the necessary funds and expressed his gratitude to her and Governor Kenneth Mapp for his assistance in assuring the completion of that project. He now encourages neighbors and parents to ensure that the proper use and care of the new facility. The DSPR commissioner urges all children to use the gym and enjoy it. Well, recently, UVI held an athletics press conference to introduce 3 new full-time coaches in the athletics department. The veteran coaches will be heading up 3 of the Buccaneers teams and the formation of a 4th intercollegiate team. UVI President Dr. David Hall talks about how the athletics department will benefit. Now, Jones is a veterans coach with experience at the NAIA and the NCAA division and those levels, and coach international teams. Carrick has many experiences coaching men's and women's basketball teams in U.S. and Canada, and Long coached Belhaven College, University of West Florida, among many. Here's more from Dr. David Hall and some of the coaches.
It is historic because we have made a decision to move towards having full-time coaches, coaches who, as you have heard from them and heard from the introduction by Athletic Director Ramos, come with a wealth of experience, come with an understanding that our mission is not just to win games, though that's important, but to also help develop and nurture people. And that's critical to this university. Historic for this university to have a full-time men's coach, full-time women soccer, women and men's soccer, and to have a full-time women's basketball coach. And we believe that that investment of quality individuals will make a difference in the long run.
I don't have a list of 10 goals like some coaches, but my number one is these are student athletes. They are here to graduate. Basketball is second. My father is a retired educator. He was vice president of St. Paul's College. My mother was a retired educator. She was dean at Mississippi State University. So education is very, very important to me. One thing that I take more pride in is when my guys come here and play basketball and they leave here with a degree and they come back years later and they say, Coach Jones, thank you. You were hard on me, but I learned a lot. And that's what it's all about. So number one, they're here to be student athletes and they're here to graduate first. Second thing is we're here to win the national championship.
We've run a couple youth sessions already. We have a camp coming up with AYSO, a skills clinic, and we also have a camp coming up in August. I think the administration is focused on athletics, but with a vision for academics also. And so my goal is to bring quality student athletes in here that can make a difference on the campus. When you talk about bringing people from off-island, whether they're from Brazil, whether they're from England, whether they're from mainland, whether they're from Ghana, from Africa, from anywhere, the key is bringing people who fit into the culture and to the island and bring cultural diversity, but help the program grow at the same time.
And we'll hear more from the coaches about their future plans. The Virgin Islands Department of Education Division of Sports and Physical Education, they announced that their annual sports banquet, traditionally held in the St. Thomas St. John district at the end of the school year, has been postponed until the beginning of the 2017-2018 school year. A date will be announced. As soon as we get the information, we will announce it. The banquet usually recognizes student athletes in the elementary, junior high, and high school levels, and is a collaborative effort between the Department of Education and the Virgin Islands Department of Sports, Parks, and Recreation. Well, time to shine the spotlight on a deserving business. Here is Emmett P. with this week's pick.
It's another episode. When we out on the road, this is what we love to celebrate. Cardo, Cardo, watches for every single where you go. Cardo, Cardo, watches for every single one you know. Cardo, Cardo, get a watch now and don't you move slow.
Today on Spotlight, we recognize a VI brand and proud of our community, Cardo. Let's find out what makes this brand special, and also, since it's summertime, let's get some tips for finding a perfect diamond and feature some of the special VI watches. Stay tuned.
Welcome to Cardo Jewelers, the original watchmakers of the Caribbean, open since 1954 and serving over 4 million satisfied customers. What makes us unique? We're original watchmakers, designed locally, and we manufacture most of our jewelry. Want something custom done? We're here to help.
Hi, I'm Melissa. Summertime is the perfect time for weddings and proposals and anniversaries. When finding that perfect diamond, look for your 4 C's: your color, your clarity, your carat weight, and your cut.
Hey, I'm Zosha, and welcome to Cardo, where we feature the Virgin Islands watches. We actually have the United States Virgin Islands as well as the British Virgin Islands. The watches all come in 2 sizes. All of these here, you have a gent's size as well as a lady's size. And some of our newest designs are actually the ones with the crystals on the outside, and they also feature sapphires on the crown. Come in and see us, and we'll help you choose your perfect USVI or BVI watch.
Come in and see us at our locations, the Airport, Crown Bay, Main Street, and the Ritz-Carlton. We're looking forward to serving you, and so is Bella.
Cardo, it's a wonderful piece of Virgin Island glow. This is Precious Spy. Experience a piece of Virgin Islands pride. Cardo watch.
Be sure to check them out, and special shout out to my friend there, Carolina and Paul Dillaroo of Cardo. Stick around, we have much more straight ahead. We'll be right back.
Explode with excitement as St. Kitts Music Festival 21 kicks off. Performances by DJ Ryan, Tennyson John, Lyrical, Voice, Ricardo Drew, Ultimate Rejects, Square One, King This and That, King Craig, King Mighty Chalk Dust, Ruckus H.E., Stanix, LAX, and Ketty. Aka You Sweet to bring it all down. The Road Match Champions Grand Masters will be going head to head with the sweetest band in the world, Small Axe, in an epic band clash. Cost for all this just $100 easy. So follow your heart to the Warner Bronx Stadium on Thursday, 22nd June for an experience like no other.
We have Tropical Storm Brett. Here it is, kind of brewing right around the islands. With this, we are seeing a milky sky, not just today, but also tomorrow. Some sunshine kind of peeking through that milky sky. Taking a closer look, well, here it is. We are certainly going to have a couple showers pass through as well. And again, that is because of this Tropical Storm Brett that is trying to push out of our direction. So for tonight, 81 degrees, mostly cloudy tonight. And taking a look at tomorrow, St. John, it's going to be nice and warm, 90 degrees with a shower in spots. Same story for St. Thomas, 90 degrees with a couple showers, and St. Croix, 88 degrees, so a bit cooler there with some sunshine and just a brief shower passing through. So inside the Atlantic, we can expect to have waves 4 to 6 feet. That's down a bit from yesterday. Winds out of the east from 15 to 20 knots. And on the Caribbean side, waves 6 to 8 feet and winds out of the east from 15 to 20 knots. We don't have any advisories in place, but these certainly are some brisk winds and some rough seas. Perfect conditions for sailors. So if you're out there on your sailboat, I'm sure you're going to enjoy yourself here. So on Thursday, a shower in spots, 90 degrees. Friday, a passing shower or two, 91. And on Saturday, a shower in spots, but by Sunday, we are expecting an uptick in showers, just a few of them passing through with a high of 92 degrees. Sandy, back to you.
Thank you. Time for our news weather picture by Mia Pimptel, third grader, sharing this beautiful sunny picture with blue skies and puffy white conditions. I know that there's a lot of things stirring out there. Be sure to tune into News 2 as we keep an eye on the weather. Send us your news weather picture to the address on the screen and tune in to see it right here. That's all for now. Thank you for joining us. I'm Sandra Gumansing. Have a wonderful evening.